Hi guys, Game of Thrones Season 8 has just started, and I think HBO already showed us how Jon Snow will die in the final season. How? Before we talk about that, let me do a brief recap of Episode 1. It kicks off with Jon and Dany's arrival in Winterfell. Arya gets pissed when Jon does not recognize her. Sansa and Arya see dragons for the first time. Jon and Bran reunite. Dany's introduced. Lyanna fucking hates that Jon bent his knee to Dany. And Sansa worries about how to feed the dragon.
What do dragons eat, anyway?
Tyrion and Sansa reunite. Sansa thinks she's smart. Jon and Arya reunite. Arya thinks Sansa is super smart. Euron and Golden Company army arrive in King's Landing. Cersei's pissed because there are no elephants. And Euron is like,
I'm going to put a prince in your belly.
Qyburn gives Bronn the crossbow that Tyrion killed his father with. Theon saves Yara. Jon and Dany go for a dragon ride, and for a second, I thought it was How to Train Your Dragon spin-off. Arya reunites with the Hound and Gendry. She asks Gendry to make a secret weapon for her. Sam meets Dany, and Dany tells him she executed his father and brother. Bran insists Sam to tell Jon the truth. Sam tells Jon his true name is Aegon Targaryen. Tormund and Night's Watchmen find Lord Ned Umber, but poor boy is now an ice zombie, so they burn him. Jaime tries his best to blend in, but his first encounter at Winterfell is none other than Bran Stark. Okay, that was Season 8, Episode 1. There are a few things I want to point out. First off, the bands of the astrolabe in the opening credit. In my last video, I talked about how this astrolabe has all the future events recorded in pictogram, and Peelmore Hightower is the one who made this astrolabe and put it in the Citadel as one of three-eyed ravens. Well, we have new opening credit for Season 8, and there are 3 close-ups of the bands of the astrolabe that show different stories this time. First close-up is easy, simple. It is the Night King and undead Viserion breaking the wall. The second close-up is quite complicated. We see a lion on the left, and on the right there is a man with a dagger, not a sword, in the left hand, and he's holding a head of either lion or direwolf in the right. So basically, this person could be Arya, faceless man with a dagger who is a lefty. It is hard to make out what this animal is, but if this animal in the middle is a lion, is Arya killing Cersei using Euron's face with a Valyrian dagger and hangs Cersei's body? And if that's the case, I think it is a total fan service. I still think it is Euron Greyjoy who would kill Cersei in the book. But if this animal in the middle is a direwolf, it is a total game changer. And I think it is a direwolf, and it is a direwolf with a sword. That means it is the death of another Stark boy, and that Stark boy is, I believe, Jon Snow. I think Jon will get killed by a faceless man who uses Arya's face to assassinate him. I think that's why Arya says he has many faces in one of those trailers.
He's got many faces.
And that is why we saw Jon's sword in the pile of snow in another. I think he'll die before the Seven Kingdoms find out that he is actually the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. And this time, he will not resurrect since he is decapitated. Then, who is this faceless man that will kill Jon Snow? I think we'll have Jack and Hagar back in the show using Arya's face to assassinate Jon Snow. I think that is the reason why we saw Jack and Hagar wearing Arya's face when he was poisoned at the House of Black and White. And if you take a close look at this pictogram, the direwolf has some kind of arrow in the back. I think this arrow is the secret weapon that Arya specifically asked Gendry to make for her in this episode, which means the Arya that reunited with the Hound and Gendry is not real Arya. It is the Faceless Man, and the fact that Faceless Man is already in the Winterfell makes me speculate that we'll see Jon Snow's death pretty early on in the season, like in episode 2 or 3, before the huge battle with the undead army at Winterfell. I think Jon will get killed in the most brutal way ever, and Arya has to either hide or run because everyone will think Arya killed Jon. But Arya is the only one who knows that Jon's death is actually the job of Jack and Hagar. So if that's what's going to happen, chances are we might be able to see Arya and Jaqen face off sometime during season 8. Well, we'll see about that. And the last close-up of the band is quite interesting. We see a shooting star on the left and 4 dragons. Not 3, but 4. Does this mean that we see another dragon? Will Dany hatch another dragon egg? Or will Jon and Dany have triplets? Or could it mean Bran will get to somehow get control of Undead Viserion eventually? But still, it does not add up to 4. So what do we have, 4 dragons? I'll be honest, I have no clue. Anyway, another interesting thing about this episode is how 10-year-old Lord Ned Umber dies. In one of my videos, I explained this symbol means Azor Ahai. Ned Umber is a night zombie and gets burned. I think this scene foreshadows the death of the Night King. I told you the Night King's name is Ned Stark in one of my videos. I think Ned Umber's death just confirms it. The Night King's name is Ned. The death of Ned Umber is foreshadowing how the Night King gets killed by Azor Ahai's burning sword. I don't know, what do you guys think? What do you think of the new opening credit? Do you think Jon will make it to the end? What about the Night King's name? Please let me know what you think of all this in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and we'll be back for more. Thanks for watching. Bye!